Hello and welcome to the CSR Journal. Today we have Mr. Sibesh Sen from Tata AIG General Insurance Company Limited. Hello and welcome to the chat, sir. So we would like to know about CSR activities that Tata AIG has been doing.
Okay, we started off our journey on the CSR front, I think about 2 years ago. And among the main focus areas that we've always worked on are areas relating to disaster relief. We've done health, safety, road safety, education, sustainability, and volunteering. If you may just broadly ask, these are the 6 pillars of our entire CSR program, and we've done various activities against each of these almost. First and foremost, I think disaster relief has been a very hallmark of the way we've done our CSR activities. The reason is very simple, that we are from the insurance world, general insurance world. A vast majority of people who get affected by these natural disasters don't truly have insurance. So we are looking at more at insuring the uninsured. Okay. So while we can't insure them, can we do something to alleviate their positions when they are in danger? In 2014, when we started off our journey on CSR, we had terrible, floods in Jammu and Kashmir. And that was the time when 6 of our employees went down to Srinagar along with the Tata Group. They not only worked there for over 2 weeks there in distributing, in data collecting, in trying to provide relief kits. We were also among the largest contributors to the corpus which was taking care of the relief and rehabilitation from the Tata Group itself. In 2015, we had the unfortunate floods at Chennai as well. And it was terrible, but I think it was good on our part. Nearly 30 of our employees actually went into the difficult areas. To the credit of employees, I think over 150 employees gave up a day's salary to contribute to this cause as well. So I think disaster relief is something which we believe, whether it's the material damage that happens to the insured or to the people who don't, we are there. So just to tell you about what our plans are for this year, I think we've realized that disaster relief would be a very, very most important pillar of our CSR activities. So we've kept apart the largest amount of our contribution that we would be doing this year towards some of these activities that may happen. Unfortunate incidents, if they happen, we are ready. But more important than that, we've realized we need volunteers, trained volunteers who can go into the field. So we are creating a complete set of about 100 trained people who will be deployed at any given time for anywhere between 5 days to 7 days in a difficult area. Education is one more big piece. We would always believe in our CSR, or whether as an organization, that I think if we set the education right, it is the panacea for all the other problems. So, and we believe more in primary healthcare. Primary education. So what have we done? I think we have been associated with Nannikali, which is extremely professional, good NGO, which is doing a great deal about girl-child education. It's not just the 1,000 girls that we are supporting as an organization under the CSR, but 200 additional employees in their individual capacity are also sponsoring close to about 250 girl-child. So which is phenomenal. And it's really, really heartening to see the sort of response that we get. And it's a very small amount, but then the willingness to come forward and do it is more important from the organization perspective. We are also doing a large program in Delhi. This is primary education at Delhi in 10 municipal schools in Delhi. We believe a lot of education that is being imparted right now leaves much to be desired. So what we're doing is, I think we've a team of about 20 teachers who've done a baseline study of the students there, and they're looking at the bottom 25% who really need intervention. Okay. So we're going in for remedial classes. Okay. And we're on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, annual basis, we're examining whether these children are improving.
You've adopted a village in Rajasthan. What is your role exactly up there?
In South Rajasthan, there is a village called Kuran in Pali district. Now, we have adopted this village. When we say adopted, we're looking at a 3-year window to create Kuran from where it is, or it was in 2015 to 2018, where it will be. We want to create it into a model village. So here again, I think we have some ground level NGOs who are working on this project, and this project involves improving education, taking care of malnutrition of kids. I think financial inclusion. We've created self-help groups of women. We are looking at irrigation, improving irrigation, water supplies, sanitation. It's practically healthcare. So we have in the group, we have a lot of these support systems that people have specialized in. So for instance, water, somebody's got good expertise. So we are getting everybody into it, and it is like a dream project to us that in 3 years time, if we can transform the lives of about 800 families living in 7 hamlets in that one village.
Are you also looking at the infrastructural development?
Of course, without improving the infrastructure, there's no way we can create it into a model village. For instance, the school over there, it requires repairs. The toilets that need to get created, we need to make those toilets for people. But more important than toilets, where is the source of water in that desert land? So we're trying to work with the municipality over there, the PWD over there. We're creating water bunds and irrigation projects that we are working on. The other big piece that we recently concluded was in a village called Karela in Gujarat, Bharuch district. So this was tribal, is a completely a tribal village. These poor the landless people had nothing. So the big problem over there was open defecation. And open defecation also led to sickness. And sickness not only of the people but of children. There were schools in that vicinity, and those children would fall sick and would not come to the schools. So what we looked at is, we worked with another NGO over there. We created 176 toilets. Good part about Karela is it's close to Narmada River. So water source is available. So as compared to Kuran, Karela has water source, so which is an easier source. So we created water tanks, we created the toilets, and we saw that by the time we concluded the 176 village, open defecation had come down to close to 75%. There's still a small population which is still not using it completely, but we went and checked from door to door to see whether these toilets are getting used or not, or they're using it like a storehouse.
Drought is becoming, although it is a seasonal affair, every year with summers you have drought coming up. But then since the past few years, we've realized that it is kind of becoming a perennial thing that, crops up every year. Yes. So, since you're working in such areas, what do you think could be done, to in a way eradicate the whole issue as such?
Look, let me be very upfront and honest with you. Our agriculture is still dependent heavily on monsoons and rains. I think while government is looking at connecting rivers and creating more opportunities where most of these lands are perennial, these waterways are perennial rather than they get dried up during summer vacation, it's not easy at all. I think the whole thought is that can we eradicate completely? India is a huge country. There is excess rainfall somewhere, there's drought somewhere, tomorrow it will be drought elsewhere. So I think to be able to do that is a very difficult task. But I think more and more as corporates utilize their CSR funds in a better way, and they utilize them on a long-term sustainable fashion, the way we are looking at creating a long-term gain in terms of improving irrigation, farming, and adopting these things not only for a year but for a longer period. I think if everybody takes up few hamlets, I'm very certain that in the long term they will not need us. Once we do this and farmers know what to do in 3 years and they see things improving, you don't have to go to them on the 4th year, so they'll manage stuff on their own.
As a commercial entity, how does Tata AIG ensure profits along with sustainable and responsible business?
This is a very important and very essential question. The whole thought behind our CSR is the one thing that is ingrained into every employee. I'm not talking about the MDs or the senior management. Every employee is told about triple bottom profit. So when we talk triple bottom profit, it's the people, the planet, and profit. So while economic profitability is very essential as a corporate, as a commercial entity, we need to, at the end of the day, whatever business I do must make money, but it can't be at the cost of depriving some people or destroying this planet. So I think we've taken our bit in all the two respects. Look at the planet. If you go to any of our offices, we've done away, simple things. We've done away with all napkins. I think the amount of paper that gets wasted. We've done away with plastic cups. Complete. I think simple, small things. Last year in June, a lot of our employees took a 21-day challenge. What is a 21-day challenge? It means if you take a good step, that means when you if I'm leaving my room, I shut off the light, or whatever, I don't waste water in my personal capacity at home or here. So people took challenges, and when you practice it for 21 days, it becomes a habit with you. There's a sustainability oath that we take, that I shall preserve the planet and keep it as much as I can. We're making more policies which are more digital.
Okay.
So paper is, we were otherwise packaging, sending stuff. So we're looking at small things.
Especially in an insurance business,
Yes.
you have like a pipe.
Today, my big channel of bank assurance, they work on tablets. So if a customer comes, he can easily on that stand there and issue the policy directly and mail it to him. So I think we've cut away tons and tons of paper and forests that we would have saved. I think it's a slow process.
Right.
What we have destroyed over the years to reduce carbon emissions, I think it will take us time, but I think each one of us needs to do our bit.
In the past 2 years since we have had the mandate are you able to spend the 2% targets you've had?
Okay, we've had it 2 years from now, and in the first year we consumed every bit of it. We consumed all our funds. In the last year, we kept apart a bit which did not get, because some of the projects that were getting deferred, for instance, our Kuran village, they had anticipated nearly 80 lakhs of expenditure in the first year, but the baseline study itself took them 4-5 months. So they said instead of 80, give us 30. So there was a surplus that remained. So that's the money. We are saying that we shall use it this year. To our CSR budget, we are going to add it.
Do you think we need stricter rules to monitor the mandate? Because currently what we have is all you have to do is let the government know why you could not spend the amount. But do you think there needs to be a mandate to spend the amount as well?
If you ask me very honestly, we represent Tatas. We were doing this even without it. We would have done it. Even as Tata AIG, we would have done it. So I think rules really take away the beauty of socially productive work. While there must be rules, I think this is a very welcome change, because if 2% if each of these corporates were to put into this, I think government can't do everything. We expect government to do everything, but they can't. So I think this 2%, if it is utilized well, will do well. Too much of policing, too much of monitoring will take away the charm. Then we will only do for the purpose of showcasing and auditing.
Right.
The idea should be intent. Is it coming out? What is the intent? Are you utilizing the money properly? I don't think any further stricter monitor. Every year, every quarter, we need to report to the board committee. Every year in your financial statements, you are showing what are the activities, where you are spending, what you are doing, and the impact report also you are doing. So I think it's not the rules and further rules. I don't think.
Tax incentivization would motivate more companies to spend enough?
I don't think they might, but then there'll be a host of others who will try and take advantage. I think somewhere more and more people are getting aware, more and people are getting sensitized, more and more people want to do good. You look at young kids today, they get so aware. So I think in our days we never had that opportunity. Today there's so many kids who come to your place, they want to collect Tetra Pak, they want to do something, blind school. We never had such opportunities. So I think more and more people are getting aware that wealth concentrating in a few hands socially, economically is no good. There has to be an equitable distribution. You cannot plunder this planet to just make your own selfish gains, and no amount of rules and laws will really change.
If you had to very briefly tell me what does CSR mean to you, what would it be like?
Putting it in one line is tough, but let me just use a historical phrase which is quite often used. CSR to me is for the people, of the people, and by the people. So if you look at our programs as well, it's not only the CSR funds and the CSR person doing it, the people, employees themselves are getting involved into all our activities. It's not a unilateral decision. It's not a rule. People are going volunteering on their own. They don't get an extra money. They don't get any free time. They're utilizing their free time. They're training, doing people. Who are they doing it for? People who don't have. We believe who need assistance. So I think that one phrase which often describes democracy also describes CSR, which also describes your triple bottom profit. Of the people, for the people, by the people.
It was really nice talking to you, sir. Thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure's all mine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.